Hello, and welcome to some more Satisfactory. My name is Trismegistus, and we are playing through Satisfactory. I'm trying to complete the game as best as you can. You can't quite finish the game yet, but I'm trying to get to that point of having done all of the milestones and all of the objectives. And we've done all the milestones, we're just waiting for objectives. The plan today, well, first off, the plan today is to see why the game audio is so loud. All of a sudden, because it seems to be. Maybe if we take it down to 70. Weirdly loud on the output. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. I'll probably find it when I watch this back. It's basically silent. Yes, so we are at the steel foundry. We've got some big jobs to do still. We've got a lot of big jobs. Always like a big job. Sorry, just one sec. I will reset that so that I know what's going on. Oh, I'm I was at work. Well, I'm wearing a shirt. More smart and stuff. Yeah, we're at the steel foundry where I have finished off the whole sorting system. It's not a sorting system. This factory is not going to work properly. The lack of any real ability to sort things is something I'd not really factored in. Meaning, well, balancing and sorting. So it's not going to work properly, basically. I'm going to probably be able to make it work properly by fiddling about with which ones have overclocking. Because basically what's happening is out of here come iron ore and coal. I tested it with a bit of iron ore, and I have connected everything up. These blue ones are the iron ore, and the black ones are coal. And I put some iron ore in all of these, and it only came up the blue lifts, basically. But we have 8 blue lifts, okay, and we have 12 lines that we need to feed, basically, because although there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, a single max level belt is not enough to supply them with what they need. So you see, I've tested it with a bit of iron ore, and you can actually see, that's got 80 in, and that's got 14 in. I actually put roughly the same numbers in, but what I'm basically having to do to achieve it, to achieve anything going to all of the belts, so what I should really have done, I guess, is maybe extended this, made it wider or something like that. Because underneath here, I'd already hooked these up. I'd already set these up with the material coming in at the other end. And so what I've had to do is bring it up here, because there just wasn't enough room for the belts. There's a weird effect on the above the sea where it causes this shape to appear that you can't really see through. So basically stuff is coming up here, you see, and going into the various things, but it's having to go like in a big loop because, so I'd already set these up and I didn't want to redo everything because it would have meant taking out the splitters. So they're all right here. So that's all fine and dandy. But as I say, in order to feed these 6 columns, it's actually 12 belts that needed. And there was no way I was fitting in 12 platforms. As you can see, it's nowhere near big enough. So what I've had to do is split some of them. And of course the splits aren't going to match the ones that are overclocked. Basically, that's basically the issue. I tried to do that and I just got so confused. Oh, hello, Diablo, how you doing? I'm not too bad, Hope you're doing okay. I see you didn't... Oh, I've not coloured that one in. You didn't melt with the heat wave then? It's a bit intense. For me, a bit too much. Is that a black one? Yeah, it is. So basically the issue... Oh, I've not done that one as well. Why are they not coloured in? The basic issue is that I'm splitting some of them, but not others. So, although I've made it all max level belt, some of these are only half a belt, and that's not actually enough. So not all of the smelters will run at full pace. Now, what I say I can do is once I've got it like feeding material in, I can work out which ones I can overclock, because the ones that are getting a full belt, I can overclock. But it's too much for my poor little brain to work out at the moment. So we'll have to see how much material comes in. But what I then did, I decided this is basically finished. I've left some access points and stuff. But then I've made it all look pretty a little bit. So we've got a thing here. I need to put in an access point here. I've got an idea I'm going to do that. But we've got the end wall now. These are obviously the steel pipes and steel girdery things. Are on the next floor, I think. Up there, past the window. So there's up there. They've not really changed, but I've just put the end walls on and stuff like that. So it's pretty much ready to go. But as I say, it needs trains connecting up so that I can work out what the thing is. Certainly did a lot. Yeah, it was. I don't do very well with heat anyway. But it was just insane. I mean, it was obviously, hottest day of the ever recorded in the UK, which is just nuts. I have an air conditioner. If I didn't have that, I think it might have killed me, because it was just so hot and impossible to sleep without it. Yeah, so these are all set up and ready to go. So what we really need to do is connect the train up. But of course, I've not really built a train system. So that's what I was planning to do today. Before we do that, I did just want to pop over, because last stream we were messing about with, or I was messing about with the nuclear stuff. And I wanted to show that was done, because it's kind of, I've got to connect the train system up for that as well. Because what I got wrong on Monday, today's Friday, what I got wrong on Monday was that it's not plutonium pellets that you can put into the awesome sink. It's plutonium rods. And what that meant was I needed a whole extra bit of production. In terms of machines and stuff, it's not that much, because they all sort of run at 30%. And a lot of the machines are the same as the ones I've already got, because like plutonium rods are very, very similar to uranium rods. They just have different, you just put plutonium pellets in them instead of uranium pellets. But yeah, so we'll nip over there, and I just want to sort of show that, basically, to finish off that point. But it's plutonium pellets are like super radioactive, so we might not be able to stay there very long. I did a whole load of the radiation filters. It might also be useful to go back anyway, because but yeah, what I was going to say, basically the real difference, the only thing I kind of had to add, I needed an iron. Well, I'd already set up that iron plate thing to do nitric acid. But the difference is that you need aluminium. So you need aluminium plate, I think it is. Might be aluminium casing. I can't remember which it is. And of course, all I've got for aluminium is a hacked together, minis. Why is the volume so low now? This is weird. Hacked together system. Back at my main base, just to give me some aluminium. So at the moment there's just a chest with a container with a, in fact it's probably used it all up by now. But basically we're going to have to transport the aluminium in, which means two things. We're going to have a proper train system, because there's no point doing that without any trains. But also we're going to have to do the bauxite. So I don't think I'll do that today, because might get a chance to, put the train system in. Because we're going to come down this valley, basically. We're going to bring the main line down this valley. Which I think most players, actually, that's what they do. Yeah, we'll come down this way. It's very pretty, this valley now. It used to be just this horrible non-thing. But it's quite pretty. It's mostly the effects they put on, I think. But yeah, so I'll have a quick look at this. It'll take a second to get over there. And then we'll mess about with some trains. How's the job hunting going? Any good news? So, that's partly why... So I'm wearing a shirt, because I've been into work. I don't have to wear shirts for work. It's just casual clothes at work, the current work I am. But I felt it was appropriate, because I was handing in my notice. Because I received the... Actually, got a verbal offer 3 weeks ago, I think it was, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. But I had to sort of... This is my new favourite thing. Running myself over. I had to wait for the, the written letter, basically. So yeah, done that. It means a big change though, because basically the job is down south again, which means I've now, having had the experience of, moving to the Midlands, I've now got to move down south again. So I already know that that's quite a... You see, I mean, this is the radiation, so we're nowhere near it really, and this is the plutonium basically. We'll just nip over and have a look. But basically, I say what I'd accidentally done, or what I hadn't realised, is I'd put this attached to this, because this is pumping out plutonium pellets. I say, look at the radiation, it's absolutely bonkers. And it's made all of those. So it'll fill that up, because we're basically dependent on... I say, I bet there's nothing in it. Oh, there we go. That's what we've got, basically. I could actually probably ramp this up to try and get rid of some of the pellets, couldn't I? It occurs to me. Might run out of everything else, but plutonium is like super radioactive in this game. But once it goes in here, once it gets turned into these rods, you can put it in the awesome... Those spikes are every time a rod goes in, and they disappear then, and it stops being... There's no radiation then once it's gone. But yeah, so that was like the spaghetti mess that I generated after I realised that this wasn't the end goal. That I had to get these made to sink them into the thing. But yeah, this is the floor. So what we need is a proper train system so that I can bring... Also, we actually newer and better things ahead. Is there nearer to London? Yes, it is, yeah. So, I'll need to describe... No props. But yeah, it's near Reading, actually, so it's not far from London at all. It's very, very close to where I used to live, down south. But yeah, I put this quartz line in, and I just put it in because I was, that's what I decided. And then I remembered that the existing train, which needs to go anyway, but the existing train has got quartz. There it is. It's got quartz on it. So it was completely pointless putting it. I could have just, doubled up the mining. Are you going to show you? But I can't remember which one it is as well. Is it this one? Oh, it won't show me while it's loading, I don't think. Because yeah, it's got the sulfur, you see. And it's actually eating the sulfur quite heavily. So we do need to fix quite a lot of things. Is it this one? You going to show me? I don't think it'll show me because it'll just disappear. But I'm pretty sure now, having seen it, it's either that one or that one there. There you go. So it's got quartz, so I could have just taken them off the train again. But I put in the new miner. But yeah, the Caterium factory needs completely reworking as well. So yeah, so I thought I'd just show that. These should be... They've got a nice stock of fuel rods now because I overclocked. After I'd done the electromagnetic control rods, we had like millions of those. So I've sort of left them in there. But at the very least, the plutonium, as I understand it, is more dense. So effectively, and I've still got the massive storage thing. So basically the waste is going all the way over there, getting stored and then coming back out again. So I've now effectively got even more storage for nuclear waste, which is what I was temporarily going for, really. But say I kind of need to... It's in parity at the moment, so the amount of waste that's being produced is, until these run out, of course, is the amount of plutonium it's producing. It's just 1-to-1. And of course I've got a backlog, so I need to overclock it. And all the machines I can overclock, apart from this one, which will run out of aluminium pretty quickly. But once it's gone, it's not like the whole system will fail. It'll just keep storing it in there. So yeah, I thought that was worth just quickly explaining after Monday's stream and the error I made. But what we really need to do, as I say, is work on rail. What have we got in here? Okay. I think what we might do is nip back to the main hub and maybe build it there anyway, because that's where all my stuff is. So yeah, it's an ever-expanding problem, this game. It's sort of, the scale of it just goes way up. It would probably have been better to just decide to make a quick and dirty version of some of the milestone goals. Not milestones, the objective goals. Because I'd have done some of them by now. You know, even if I'd had to manually, you know, flush tanks and stuff like that, like I'm doing with the aluminium, I'd probably have some of them by now. And then I could take them off the list and, you know, it wouldn't matter that some of these factories clearly aren't going to work properly. But yeah, it's sort of a... I mean, it's all a learning exercise, isn't it? I mean, that's quite common with these factory games. You learn so much every time you play them through. But I hadn't really realised that this one would be quite so big when I started on this. Okay, so what I kind of need to decide is how I'm going to build the platforms and stations and stuff. I need a system. I don't mind. I've kind of been puzzling over whether I do like super elevated trains and stuff like that to avoid any rocks, or if I try and, you know, go around things or what have you. I've sort of decided that I'm happy if I can have most of it on level, you know, level track, and then if there's bits where I have bits where I have to sort of go up, then I'll just do those where I need to, and these will just up bits will just be connections to other flat bits. I think is what I'm going for, and I'm not gonna worry too much if I don't end up ringing. I'd quite like to do a thing where it goes like in a big ring. I think if it's a sort of a U shape, then I think I'm happy with that. But yeah, so what we need, for one thing, is some transportation. So I could make a few of those, that's okay. I can make a few of those. And a few of those, okay. Can I make freight cars? I can. I can make a couple of them, okay. Empty platforms. What about signal? No, so I've not got any sheet, basically, so I need sheet. Oh, I got 2 hard drives as well. Put one of them in and put the other in a box. So I don't get why the sound has suddenly gone quiet again. Maybe it's just the water effect is like super loud or something. Yeah, okay, I'll do. Right. So let's get. In fact, I think I had one, didn't I? Oh, I did. So which was these recipes was I after? The wire's irrelevant because I've built a factory doing that. That might be useful because we want to do aluminium. So the normal recipe for scrap is 4 and 2. This is another one. This is almost swapping out sulfur. Huh. Cheap silica, I don't think I care about. So what is the cheapness of it? Because I've already got an alternate recipe. There are a couple of times it's given me complete junk, and I've just randomly picked one. So all this does is give you 2 more silica for putting in 5 limestone. I don't care. I think we'll have to go with that one. But I'm looking for the last couple of oil ones that I want. So we'll scan that hard drive. Put the other one away. Probably do need a bit more concrete. Because you always need concrete. Like that. Let's go get these sheets. But yeah, so the new job kind of means that the streaming's going to have to sort of possibly take a backbench. I've done a thing with work. Because it's a bit of an odd situation where we've had a lot of people leave just recently without any replacements incoming. So it's not like they've left. And if I build like a platform to use as a baseline, I think that's where I'm going to go. So if I just sort of attach it on here. Oh no, what have I put on there? Just so I've got a nice sort of flat bit of terrain. Is that going to be too low? Or too small, rather? I think it is, isn't it? So how many is that? Let's get some power on it as well. Let me get some power. Yeah, the new job is down south, so I need to prioritise going and finding somewhere. But I've done a thing with work where I only had to give 4 week, a month notice. But because we got this project that I feel a bit not guilty as such, but I shouldn't really explain it I can't really explain it in detail. It's sort of confidential information, but basically I'm almost doing this thing on my own, where previously it would have been like 3 of us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like I've zooped one, haven't I? Yeah, okay. So let's get a bit of a platform. But I think it needs to go up. Because that's 11, 12, and then there's a boulder in the way. Because I'm more sort of working out the design. This is my thing again about needing blueprints. Because I'd like to work out a design, blueprint it, and then we can just get on with it basically. But you can't. Let's put these on. Oh. Some power. At the end, maybe. Oh, let's offset it. Okay, so let's pretend. So this is just some surface, some bit of grassland that I'm going to put a train above. What do I want it to look like? This is the big question that I'm not sure what the answer is. Because I haven't really used these yet. I used them a bit here. And I haven't done a lot with some of these. Like I used them actually, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. But what do these look like? Oh, that's the glass frame foundation. Ah, there it is. Okay. And what do you look like? So, I guess if I put a sort of... How would I want to... So, oops. Because I'm thinking it has to be... I seem to recall the rail pieces are 10 long, like maximum length. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's test that out for starters. So, do you fit on there? You do. Okay. So if I did like 3 of those. And then maybe there's... Oh, no. Oh, you're not going to let me zoom. Okay. Put it on there maybe? Okay. Don't understand what the difference was there, but there you go. Uh-huh. And then if there's a platform on the top here, what would that look like? We kind of want it to be... I want it to be similar to how I've done the roads, I think. Which means... Which one was it? It's like the inverted... This one, I think. I think it's the inverted quarter pipe I've used. Will you sit in the middle? Or are you going to be weird and do weirdness? Maybe if I put one of these on like this? Wow, that's jittery. No, you're not happy at all there? Maybe if I'm lower down? In fact, let's just put it through. So if I wanted to use this one, because that's sort of in the middle, isn't it? I think. So that's like that. And if it let me put one on the back as well. Does that look reasonable? Can I put something... Let's see, fan of that. If I get rid of these... Can I put them on the edge? Put them on the edge. Oh, I can. Okay. Is that going to look better or worse? No, you're not going to... I don't get the zooping on this. Why is that not zoopable? I bet if I can put one in, I bet it will let me do it then. No? I don't know if it's... Because I can't rotate them either. It's just being weird, isn't it? No? You're honestly saying I would have to put every single one of those in by hand? Oh my god, what are you connecting to? What? Oh, there we go. Why won't you do that before? Ah, out of steel. Okay. Okay, it's going to get some more steel. It's in here, I think. Considering my main goal of this is to work out the actual track side of it, it's just fiddling about with the aesthetics. Anyway. Not a massive fan of that, if I'm honest. Is there a version of this? No. But I hope there might be one that's a bit, you know. I mean, I guess I could maybe use... Just looks a bit clunky, you know. Why does that not... Unless I could get these to clip together, maybe? I'm rubbish at that sort of thing. Try. So if it was... No, it won't let me put it on then. Let's see if it'll do something... Maybe if I use one of these... Ah, the round's done. Can I... No, you're not gonna... Okay. No. 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 Something like that. Will you click differently to that? No. Okay. What else have we got in here? What's on my menu of things? We've got... Ooh, frame rate. Okay. What's the bloody size of that? Why would that even be a sensible place for that to clip to? So how would I... If I'd have to recreate what I did before, didn't I? Where... So if we put like one halfway... No, how did I even do that? I think I had one of them on to start with, didn't I? And then didn't let me put one there? Yeah, there we go. Because the other thing I need to bear in mind with this is I need it to be reasonably easy to do. No? You know, I don't want to spend hours just trying to get it to do one small piece of rail. So if it was this frame thingy, say inverted frame ramp, God dear, that's jittery. Where are you even clipping to? Maybe get rid of them? I don't really understand what it's attaching to. And it doesn't seem to understand either. Okay, maybe if we do it the other way around then. So maybe if there's a foundation and it'll clip underneath, maybe it'll be happier then. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, and that ends in a point as well. Okay. Oh, I much prefer that. Oh, I like that, yeah. Bit weird how I had to put it in. And maybe this could stay as well, maybe? In fact, maybe I could have it going through the middle. So if we put... Oh, gold. Put that, say, wherever it would be there. We're going to do the man one in a minute. Might luck out and get the plastic. As I understand it, part of the sort of solution to my issue of, well, it just gives you random rubbish that you don't want, is to do them at specific points in the game, go and find the hard drives, because there's like the number of alternate recipes built up, and it won't offer you alternates that you can't possibly do, so it won't give you aluminium alternates until you've got aluminium. So I say the sort of way of fixing that issue really is to do them, you know, from the beginning basically. That seems to be the advice. So yeah, a bit weird that it's half and half, but that looks pretty funky to me. Yeah, I like that. That looks suitably industrial. Right, let's go and have a look at this. Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's quite a short school run, then, is it for you? Or someone at work, they drive their kids, I think it's about 45 minutes to get to school. Seems, I think it's all, you know, good schools and all this sort of stuff, you know. But I always thought they had like catchment areas and you couldn't go outside your catchment area, but I don't know. What was I going to do? I was going to do the man. So, what have we got here? Iron alloy ingot. I bet that's mega useful early in the game. Because it's giving you 5, 2 and 2. In fact, that'd be quite a good one for me to actually use. But at this point in the game, when I've already built a massive foundry. An alternate stitched iron plate. So that again looks like it might be useful because it's 3 from 10 iron plate. But I've already got that other one, which is what I'm actually gonna turn the other factory into doing that, because that's a much better recipe. So that's useless. Alternate arsenal. Now this might be one because I've not come anywhere near doing any of these. So the default recipe. So it's still aluminium, so there's gonna have to move that around. It's a crystal ocelot instead of a. Sorry, other way around. It's a quartz thingy rather than an ocelot, but it's an AI. Yeah, might as well have that one then. But again, still not the oil recipes that I'm after. Let's give that a scan, see if we luck out this time. Oh, 5-minute walk, that's right. It's Friday, may go and get fish and chips. Oh, nice. I don't really eat. I don't really like fish, but steak and kidney pie for me, please. It must be. They're all skew if from me. Different schools like round here. They're sort of seem to be on the border of 3 counties where all of the counties have different holidays, and so you have days where you're expecting. I say I don't have kids or anything like that, but you're sort of expecting there to be huge traffic jams, and you just breeze through because it turns out that that school is all on half term. But then you go just down the road and there's a massive queue of parents picking up kids. Right. So do I want to use this particular type of thing? Because this is the FICSIT Foundation. This one usually looks quite good. The grid metal. Whoops. Just going to attach a thing over here. Does it look railwayish though? That's the question. I mean, the concrete foundation might be the way to go. It's a bit too bright is the problem. I'm also massively assuming that 2 lanes is going to work. Let's mess about with the actual rail then. So, I suppose this would be useful as well for putting these down. Maybe I could colour it in. The colours look sort of a bit rubbish. Oh, that's not bad though. Bit more contrasting. Bit less fresh gleaming concrete. Oh, I quite like that actually. But these are useful for lining things up as well. They've got the clear target. Right, so if we had a railway. Now this is... How long is this? This is... So it's 11 long. Why is it 11 long? I thought it was 12 long. Oh, it's because I've not put the end one up. So let's put that in there. So if I put it here, and then we go up here. Oh, so they do actually go longer than 10, don't they? Okay. How much longer? That's weird. I thought they were 10. 10 was the maximum length. Because this is 12, so that's number 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it's actually 11, 12, 13. Oh. 13? 11, 12, 13, 14. So in theory it could be 14 long. Do I want it to be 14 long? 12 seems a sensible sort of a number because it's nice and divisible. Is that 12 or I messed that up? So, 1, 2, I mean, it doesn't, this is just me messing about, but 1, 2, in fact, let's, no, messed that up. Pucker pie, yeah, pucker pie. No, that's 11 long, isn't it? The heck have I done there, then? 1, 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, it is 12. I just didn't have that foundation. Okay. So let's, oops. Let's fake this out like it's 12. So I need 2 more? 1 more. So that would be there. Well, I guess probably better. So it pokes out 1 there. And if we poke it out 1 here. No, wait, that's 2, isn't it? It's got 2 extra ones on the end past that. And only 1 there. So if I put these 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I get very confused again. Doesn't take much, but... Oh, I see. It's because I'm doing middle to middle, isn't it? Does that matter? So that's... So it's like 11 long, but 12 in effect. Okay. I say it doesn't... It's like a test run, really, but... And I know it'll do like a little bit extra, so... In practice, maybe it's fine. Okay. So, the question really, what I'm trying to get to, I think, is how I do T-junctions and stuff. Because we're going to need T-junctions. So if this is 10, 11, 12, so 1, 2... So it'd be, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? But let's put a thing there. Because what we need to end up with, I guess. How would I even do that? But I'm going to need a extra power bit here somewhere. So how many have I put in there? 7 was from extra. The it must be school holidays. Pretty much everywhere now, I think. As I say, it sort of got very confusing here because people were taking holiday off, and I was like, but I hear all these school kids, you know, screaming on their way to school. So how the hell is it school holiday? But yeah. Is that, you see, this is the thing I don't get. Because that rail is way above this one. Maybe if I start it here. So will you connect now? No. Do it the other way round? No. Because the only way I found to do it was to put the signals on, basically. So if you attach the signals, you're not going to attach? Or is that the wrong sort of signal? This must be placed on a railway track. I'm trying to put it on a railway track game. But you're sort of not letting me. Can't be placed at the end of a track. Of course it can't. Which is obviously why you're not letting me put it on a central piece of track either. What's wrong with this? What's your problem? So sense. I just don't get it. Cannot be placed at the end of the track. But it won't let me clip it to this. Right. Unless it's a power thing, it's got to have power. So if we just sort of whack in a bit of business, business here. So I can just randomly attach a station and connect it to a power pole. So if this is here somewhere, and then let's do that randomly, then that's got power. Okay. Will you let me connect it now? No, of course not. Why would you let me do that? Oh! Now it's connecting. Oh, I know what it is. Is this thing where you have to put it on junctions? Why would that be how they've done it? So you've got to have a junction already. And now presumably it'll let me do, too sharp a turn. Okay. But yeah, it's at the correct level now. And so I'm going to say, obviously, what a weird way they've done it. More concrete around the tracks. Well, that might help. I'd give that a go. I was just going to have a look at the man, see what that's magicked up to me. Yeah, for 6 weeks. So you off? You having any school holidays or? You off anywhere nice, as they like to say? I blew through quite a lot of my holiday early in the year, so. I mean, not that I would be using it for holiday, I'd be using it to move, but don't want to be in there, do I? Right, what we got now? Quick IK, well you offered me that before. This one might be the one to go for. Because a standard recipe, so it's effectively swapping a motor for a thing. I'm going to have to do a lot of my numbers again if I use some of these. You see what I mean? It's still not giving me the other, what should we call it? Oil recipe. So I've still got to find more hard drives. Objects, no, not this year. So that's so no. Go at the moment. No. Yeah, it's. I mean, you know, they've come up with a catchy catchphrase, cost of living crisis, but I'm not sure that really helps anybody. So, since it's to do with these being here or not, it looks like if I'm going to do a T-junction, I've basically, so if we imagine that this is, you know, a longer piece of railway, whoops, like so, and it's going that way, to wherever, and then similarly here. Losing power on the thing. Oops. So this is, say, I'm just doing a short bit, but it would be going off to wherever. So if I wanted to put a T-junction in, I'd have to delete these, basically. And then have it sort of start here. This can't be right. This is silly. But I don't know where it needs to go, do I? I hate that it puts these curve things in. It's like one of the most atrocious systems for doing this sort of thing I've ever seen. So, if we were trying to do a curve here... So it's going to be very dependent on what exact junctions I need where. And whether I'm even going to have a lot of junctions. I don't think I am, given how painful this is. But it's 1.5 past and 1.5 past. So if I now want a connection here, that gives it to me. But that's too big of an angle, I think. Because that's too small. Because it's like 1, 2, and that's where the rail would be. So 1, 2. So if I was doing it this way, for example, and this angle's going to... Yeah, that's too tight. Oh, crikey. But is it enough? So if we had similar... So that gives me connection points. So if this was going to the other side... Okay, so that turn is okay. But that one is too sharp, apparently. Even though it's exactly the same radius. But there you go. So it'd need to be one tile back, I guess, would it? So rather than starting here, I need to start here. Misclick that. And then it will let me connect it. Oh no, this needs to be longer, doesn't it? Because this needs to be... Oh, whoops. No. Have I put that in the wrong place? It looks okay to me. Anyway, let's save it there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's like a little T-junction, basically. Well, that's a... Actually, that's just an offshoot, isn't it? So a proper T-junction. Am I ever going to do a proper T-junction? We'd need to be a bit further down, because it's just going to... Yeah, it's going to complain about too sharp. So I need to get rid of that. So, I mean, it's such an horrible system for doing this. No, you're not. You're just gonna be weird at me. Okay, you just be weird at me. Why does that look wrong? That's 1.5 over. Oh, it's because I've done both of them short, and they shouldn't be both of them. So if we're going along there, and we want to turn left, then that's too close. So we're going to need another junction point. Am I just missing something? It seems ridiculously complicated. And that's too short. Wow. So I'd have to put an extra bit in. There's got to be a better way of doing this. I suppose the better way of doing it... No, it won't let me do that, will it? Does that count as being connected to this? Is that connected or not? Difficult to tell. So this needs to go to there, for example. And then we have a junction across there. To there. I mean, that's very uneven, isn't it? I've obviously miscounted for that one, I guess. In fact, that should be connected to a point. Whoops. There. And then this should be connected to here somewhere. But that needs to be one square, piece further up. In line with that one. That one out. There we go. That looks more like a railway. So, it's interesting it's put these on this side. Oh, you're just not gonna... Okay. Because... especially binary railways and complex intersections. I don't really understand its difference between the two railway types, two signal types. Should have just stolen the names from Victoria, because I think everyone understood what they were. So if it's left-hand drive, that would need to be on there. Can I put one on that side? Alright, looks like you can sort of have them next to each other, or overlapping each other, flipping through. But I bet it won't let me put one... Oh, it will! What? Oh, because that's a tiny little segment of track. Okay. Normally with junction, like, in fact, what I just block everything. I just make it a block, basically. It's just... You basically can't go in. The trains just can't go in at all, basically. You know, if there's another train there, it's just easier to do it that way. But yeah, so it's coming through here, and then... Why is it letting me put signals on? Oh, right, because that's a little... Huh, okay. And then we can put, let me put on there? Yeah. So this would go left here. So that's there. And I bet if I wanted to put one... Oh no, I can put one. So a train coming this way. It's a bit weird that they're backwards, isn't it? That's, you know... That signal should be here, really. Because at the moment it's sort of behind the other one in the other direction. But yeah, so left-hand train, it's left-hand drive train, come here, and it's got to go two options. That way, and it can get out there, it's signalled. That way. Then left-hand drive train here. There's an output there. There's an output there. Okay. So that's broadly what it'll look like. Can we make it look vaguely aesthetic? So, am I going to have this like under-supported by rail? By concrete. Am I going to put those in? Hmm. So if this was... Because I would quite... I mean, one of the reasons did the tarmac, I quite like to have the roads along with the rail, basically. Like following along, you know, by the side sort of thing. Whether I'm going to be able to get it to do that, I don't know. Or how that might work. I do not know. Because I considered also putting hypertubes in them. Because that might be quite interesting. This was overwhelmingly complex to do just that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's got the advantage, right? So in Factorio, I know you did not particularly played that, but in Factorio you've basically got two bits of rail. You've got straight rail, and it has a fixed length. So every piece of straight rail is, you know, this long type of thing. And then it's got curved rail. And every piece of curved rail is exactly the same curve. You've only got one curve. So it's always, you know, that curve or whatever it is, you know. It's more like a 45-degree angle thing. And that's it. And that means it's incredibly simple to understand, you know, well, I can only do that sort of a curve, or I can only do a straight bit. That's it. I can only make my entire rail system out of those two. It has its quirks in that, so effectively, like one rail piece would be 4 of these tiles. So it's like a different grid system to the main game. Yeah, in terms of people struggle with signalling, you know, and I understand that fully, but you know, signalling's isn't any easier in this. But this has the advantage that you can just take your rails anywhere you want. You know, they have some restrictions like curve, angle, and you know, length. They can't be infinite, you know, lengths, and they have a minimum length. And but you know, if I just like this, if you just want to throw a rail system in, this is a lot easier. And particularly if it's a train just going backwards and forwards, it's a lot easier in this game. But doing something that resembles an actual junction like this, I don't think I'm going to be doing these really. I think the steel, you know, the iron and copper foundry will have a few of these, or one of these basically, and that's it. And everywhere else will just be a simple left and right turn, I think, because they'll mostly be going backwards and forwards. And I say I'm going to do all of my stations, I think, just to make it easier for me. They're all going to be that it basically pulls in. Effectively, there'll be loops, so every station will, you know, it'll go in, and then it'll basically turn round and come back again. Obviously, it won't let me do that angle, but you know, in a complex way. I wonder why it's gone weird like that. Okay. You know, basically every station will be a loop, essentially. Rather than turn round or anything like that. And so all trains will be one directional in the main system. Obviously what I've done here is they're two directional. And they're all just going to have they're going to have one locomotive, and we're just going to have, you know, like 1, 2, and a few 4, you know, carriages. So they're not, I'm simplifying it in that way. So yeah, what I was thinking here is, oh crikey, can we use... Are you not going to give me power if I stand here? Can we actually use still those? Some of these angly ones? Which angly one do I want? Well, I don't really want... So we want one of these, I think. No, I don't want it to be a ram. I just want it to be an angle. Have I seriously not got... corner ramp. Double ramp. I just want a triangle. Don't really want a ramp as such. Inverted ramps. Quarter pipes. Really? Because these are fine and stuff. I don't really want them... Unless maybe I do a double one. Because you can do that and then an inverted one, maybe? Oh, no, wait, that was an inverted one. Because we could do... What? We could do... I'm losing track now. Up corner ramp, would it be? No. Trying to think in 3 dimensions. I'm not really getting my head around it. So would it be one of them? No. What is that? Sorry. So that's up corner ramp 1 meter. So it's that one. And then must be inverted corner ramp. No. Inverted corner. Why is that not matching up? Oh, I guess because it would be a down corner. Would this need to be a down corner? Up corner ramp. Down corner ramp. No, that's not going to work, is it? Up corner ramp. It doesn't help having all the different materials on here. Because that's that one. What are you complaining about? Identical buildable is already here. Don't offer curved. I don't think so. Not in that sense. There are these. What it calls pipes. But they're all 4 meter depth. Like that. So that one would work. Oh, it'd be a bit weird doing 2 of them. But you see it's 4 meter depth. There's no 1 meter depth of those. Inverted corner ramp. Oops. Come here. So I could do that, but that looks a bit naff. Does it look naff? I mean, it doesn't look... What would that have to be? So if I had another one of those here, like that, then we need a shape that fits in there. Would that be the inverted... It's part of the problem is the naming they give it. Inverted down corner? Or... Would that be it? There we go. Oops. I'm not massively keen on it doing that. I'd rather have that filled in, but that's not too bad. And it's the wrong material, isn't it? So I need it to be concrete. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad, I don't think. No, I wish they offered a few more of the like aesthetics and stuff. It does feel like there's some holes in the sort of list that they've got. But, you know, it's fine. There. And that would need colouring in, wouldn't it? So that's how it looks. That looks like. It's a foundation. Okay. And this is it's basically a trial run. You know, obviously this isn't where a bit of railway is going to be. and just messing about with the aesthetics more than anything. Trying to design something that I think looks okay-ish. Oops. Flipping heck. Starting to lose control of the controls. Yeah, I don't think that looks too bad. The next question would be sort of power and stuff like that. Do I want to put fencing along the edge? So, because we can put... Because I've used a lot of this walkway stuff. No, in fact, I've used the catwalk a lot. Haven't used any of these walkway straights. Don't know that they would work particularly. With this. I mean, we could have a walkway along the entire length of the thing, but what does that achieve? And then I've used a lot of industrial railing, I think, for the road. I've not really used modern railing that much. Is that me, or does that look weirdly small against the railway? That doesn't look right at all, does it? It seems tiny. Maybe work with that and the pillar underneath. Yeah, I could maybe extend the pillar across. In fact, this would probably be better, wouldn't it, if there was one... I mean, obviously it's all fake. It doesn't provide any support at all, but if the, like, pillar was here in the middle, and then you got, you know, one of these sort of supporting it. Are you going to clip on? In the middle. Or maybe it shouldn't be in the middle, like there, maybe, eventually. But let's just work with this. Because I got these guys. What do these look like if I clip them in there? Because I think one of the best things with these ones is that they do look really good when you just clip loads of stuff together. It looks like a, you know, really strong, you know, industrial piece of steel sort of thing. Are you going to clip to anything useful? So that goes under there. I might do like I did with the original railway, where I add all of this in, you know, afterwards. We'll just pick a height. I'll try and find a height for the bits of rail and put those in, and then attach all of this underneath. Because it is very much aesthetic. And then say one of these, sort of up here somewhere. I guess, what's a similar sort of distance? So we've got one. Oops. So if that's 8, and if I just put that there for the time being. So 8. So it needs to come down here. Like that. Take that out. Yeah. And then, yeah, something in there would look quite good, but I don't think there's anything, I don't think it has any things that will work for that. Can I do anything I can do with these? Is there a way of getting this to go in the other direction? No, you're just going to be like that, are you? Okay. So I'll do that. It'll stick in the middle, but it won't stick anywhere else. See, that sort of overlaps past the anchor point, and in fact it's below it, isn't it? Yeah. It's not really in the middle. I think that's enough. It looks sufficiently industrial, I think. Yeah, I'm just a bit surprised these look so small, and I've not got any other rail options really. I could use the industrial again, but it's just a small. I wonder if I just colour it in, it might look a bit. More industrial. What does it do on the corner here? You're not going to clip to the angle? No, you're not going to clip to the edge? Okay. Maybe if we had one... There, so it doesn't like that edge. Why do I not? Don't think there's a fix to that. I wonder if I could do the trick with the bollards things. I'm a bit rubbish with this. Oops. It can. Oh, here we go. So we might be able to put these on. If I can get it to clip properly. No. 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 Come on. No. Maybe if I start it there. Oh, is it not on Zoom? No. Maybe? Because what you can do like a replace thing. So you hold control and it replaces what's already there. So that won't let me put that on. And then maybe it'll let me stick it on the side. There we go. But then it's not going to match lengthwise, is it? It's close enough. I mean, how much am I actually going to be looking at this? Well, we could do the other end. Put a road barrier on here, maybe. No. 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 There are ways of doing this. It's all to do with forcing it to clip together. Not a massive fan of it, to be honest with you. It just seems kind of like forcing the game to do things it sort of almost doesn't want to do. Yeah, so it's double over, it's overlap. I mean, I could do something where it doubles over, but yeah. So there's a way of getting it to roughly go along the edge. Okay, will it clip through this? Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. So our next question is lights and stuff like that. Do I want to put lights along the railway system? Because it's got them running alongside the roads. The trouble with these is, if you put them on, the trains clip through them and it looks a bit rubbish. Like this, anyway. Where's a train? Oh no, it doesn't. Huh. Where have I got that from then? It's too big anyway. So where is that? That's on the corner of the second one here. The second one here, so there. Ish. Oh, I've obviously got that wrong. What have I done wrong there? Oops. So not the biggest fan. We could do maybe try and elevate it. Could I put it on a post or something? Put it on a beam? Top of a beam maybe? Looks it's coming on good. Yeah, so it's sort of. I say as the massive, you know, the sort of advantage over Factorio is there's much more sort of customizable and, you know, you can make things look pretty and stuff like that. Or not too ugly, in my case. So maybe if that was attached to there. Maybe if I put the beam all the way up. Just to there or something maybe? Obviously it needs sort of colouring in. Maybe. Could I? Oh, that's safe. Oh, it's 420. Crikey. Could we do an angular one? Or maybe just a pillar? Oh, crikey. The size of that. That's a bit much. And that's the same, shouldn't we? Yeah. What else have we got? We've got the painted beam. I could do the metal beams. Don't really work for me. I don't know if I could stack up beam connectors, could I? It's gone a bit weird, but... No? Don't like me putting them on top of each other. So if that was going sort of up the middle there. I could always put this along the bottom as well, couldn't I? I'd have sort of beam connectors running, maybe? So I don't quite know how far apart I want them. Did I put that? I can't remember how tall I put that when I put the thing on the top. Was that? Because then I put another one. But what the heck I'm going to do there, because I don't think it will let me do angles, basically. Could just have it as a supporting thing, maybe? It goes into the middle there, comes back out again. I mean, that would hide the slightly weird connection on the side. What could we maybe... Oh, you're not going to give me a replace? Yeah. Can't replace it. Anyway. I mean, we could make this black, maybe? Blend it in a bit better. Oops, that's wrong. Wrong thing. So that there. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't imagine enough. I wouldn't have them that close, I don't think. So is there a point to maybe having these running along the edge as well? So we could maybe put some outlets on. Because we can connect these together. We can chain them along, power alongside them. It might be better have them sort of connected here, maybe? Because you can only connect two things up to these. Or you can only have two connections, I should say. Because you can only get power out of the rails at actual stations, I think. I think it looks better if they're like hidden, inside, doesn't it? So I've obviously not done it, but we could, pretend that this was inside, maybe. Can I put it in? So if this was, and this was, and we'll connect. Across like that. It's going to be drooping out the bottom for a long beam. Doesn't look like it wants me to connect that. Okay. Come on. No? Why are you not? Why you be weird? Okay. Seriously? You're not going to let me connect to that? I guess because that's right in the way, that's the problem. Well, that's annoying. Because it's saying that's clipping through, basically. I can use the beam connectors. Okay, so happier connecting to that? No? Yes? No? Yes? Yeah. So I made that. That one was 6 meters tall. So this is that sort of thing. I'm not sure. I don't know. If I get too finicky with it, it's going to take me like another short ice age to fit it, to build it all. And it's kind of not serving the purpose of hiding the blooming wire. It's just too finicky, isn't it? So 6 meters tall. And then what? All black. Because I might actually, if I do like level 2s, it means getting an awful lot of material. But if it's like level 2s, they glow as well. Come on. Come on. So if I swatch that out to 2, so it's got this little blue glowiness. I say, but it's not actually hiding the wire. Because like, you can't have more than 2 things connected to this, as I believe. So if we had, say, you know, there's another one further down. Yeah, so I can't have another connection to this, you see. Because it'd be cool to just connect it downwards when there's some power to go off. But you've got to connect other things there. But then am I ever going to do that? Maybe if there's, you know, rail nearby? A miner nearby or something? But, I think the wire looks quite good. At that angle. That looks funky. But I say it's not really hidden here. Because it would be a lot longer. Is my point. I'm not going to put them this close. I made that mistake on the roads. Got far too many things. See, it dangles down. I mean, we could do it if I can get it to work underneath. Is that going to be any easier / better? Actually, maybe that's the answer altogether. So, say this is going to one there. And the power all out there. Oh no. Wait. Will it let me do under? Yeah, it will. Probably need to... Oh, that might get quite complicated. Let's take that out. Will you let me put one there? You will? Okay. So this is just some weirdness of... No, there you go. That. And then the wire's almost a feature, in a sense. So it's deliberately dangly wire. Deliberately dangly wire. Deliberately dangly wire. Okay. Which still will let me put one of these on. Yep. Unfortunately, it then pokes out the side of the wall thing. Yeah, okay. Let's use them then. So that was a very, very roundabout way because you don't have that many like lighting options. You've got these gigantinormous floodlights, which I haven't really used like at all. But I'm thinking of putting some of them on the tops of the factories just to like, you know, make it look pretty funky. But they don't really do anything. You've got the wall-mounted floods. We could have some of them on because you can put them like on these things. But for some reason it won't let you attach them underneath things. Well, I mean, I suppose, you know, they're called wall-mounted floods, so it only lets you put them on walls. But yeah, you can't, I say, you sort of can't attach them to a lot of things. These frame doobies it doesn't like. So I'd have to, I don't know, put them on the side here, and then, you know, they don't really fit properly. So not massive keen on them. Oh, we're off. I'm off into the stratosphere again. These things are ceiling mounted, so you've got to put them underneath things. So no real use for what we're doing. So our only kind of option is these lights. I say I'm not going to put them this close again. We'll put them, you know, nice and as far apart as it'll let us, basically, with the wire length. In fact, probably match them up to the 12, you know, 12 piece things. And I'll probably just ignore them. You know, this here, we'll just, you know, restart it over here. You know, just sort of have a wire going across or something. Or underneath, maybe there's a wire underneath. Okay. So the other bit I say I'd wondered is, can I do like a hyperloop, like attached to this in some way that doesn't look horrible? Because it would be nice. I mean, I could, if I'm having a proper rail system, I could start using trains to transport me about. But I'd have to set it all up first, which would take a while. Oh, excuse me. So say I was wondering if I could maybe attach some kind of hypertube system. Hypertube. Potential walls and hypertubes to pass through them. Okay. Floor hole. Stackable hypertube. So can I, you know, could I put some sort of thing on here? And then every time there's like a junction, it spits me out basically. So, because I think you can just pass these through. Will it do? That says it's a wall supply. Does it need to be a regular? Okay, looks like wall supports will actually go underneath as well. So we could have like an underslung hypertube. Underslung hypertube. Sort of one over here, maybe. Oh, why did you go that? So maybe this shouldn't be here for that system to work. But I was sort of thinking that there could be a platform basically underneath. So we go. It's going to be a bit, you know, you're going to pass through the things, but it doesn't kill you, as I understand it. Unless it'll let me do a. Will it let me do one of these? Not a floor hole. Wall hole. No, so I don't really like. It's not a wall. Imagine that, being so fussy about not being a wall. I don't know. Can I put one of those on there? Oh, right, okay. It will let me do that. Wait. Which way round have you done that? Does it matter? And then... basically the idea being... that... and obviously saying we'd go to wherever we want to go. In fact, that's the wrong one, isn't it? Because it needs to be on this one, for example. No, not a support. A wall. Because these are quite expensive power-wise, is the only problem necessary, possibly. So, you go on there. No. Also gives me some reasons for having proper end to that. And also a reason to have power lines running along, just to power the hypertube. So, if we go... because I can't remember if you need to connect both. If I got a connector here. But yeah. I say I could maybe have some sort of supported platform in some way or description. So if I'm like, right, well, I want to go to the, you know, steel foundry. Whoops. It just gloops me along to each junction. So, yeah, steel foundry, please. Oops. If I can get the hull. And then, whoop. Oh, I didn't connect that one, did I? Probably do with being lowered down, couldn't it? Or this being higher up, maybe. Seriously? Oh, no, there we go. So I can just walk in. Although, have I put them at different heights? How have I done that? Whoops. Yeah, so it sort of, it just clips you through stuff. You don't have to bother with the fact that it's, you know, throwing you through pillars. But yeah, so I can then have maybe, I say, I think actually these shouldn't be here then, to give me the option for this platform. But yeah, some sort of choose your direction thing. Whoops! I just straight to it. And I could maybe put some signage to tell me what's where, maybe? I don't know. Have I got enough stuff for signs? No. Well, what would be after? We'd be after something like maybe a small square sign? And it sort of says we do a couple of them, depending on what's in what direction. Because I'm only going to have like 6 factories, I think, like big factories. So this could be, you know, well, that's iron. Can I only do one? Yeah, I can, can't I? But then there's one for the steel foundry. The heck is that? I don't recognise that. Huh. Where's the steel? There it is. Why didn't that work? Select image. And at different junctions, you're going to have different ones of those. Maybe. But I have to go with the small ones. Just to fit them all in. Because you can put quite a lot on these. Oh no, it's... Don't look like you can have them right next to each other. That's annoying. But yeah, so it just tells you, right, if you want to go to, you know, concrete factory, this is the tube to go down. And when you get to the next junction, you know which you can then, well, I need to go that way for concrete factory or that way for steel. Because I'm only going to have a few factories. I'm actually going to, the higher level stuff, I'm mostly going to like build in like single buildings. Where the heck is concrete? There it is. Didn't take it again. Why is that not working? Yeah, so whichever one you want to go to. And obviously some of them are multi-purpose and stuff as well, but... Yeah, so you're like popping through, you know, this one. Well, I'm like popping through this one. Get to here. Where do I need to go? Oh, I'm going to concrete. There we go. Boop. Yeah. I like that conceptually. So I think it does mean getting rid of this one though. But then these could be closer. I don't... don't need this gigantic space between them. We just have these aligned with, say, where the actual, you know, part of the junction is. So it'd be here. So it needs to be sort of underneath this one, maybe. But we can, you know, pretend I've already done that properly. And then we can have, like, another one of these here. One of those. Whoops. Another one of those. Oh, I need to align it properly, don't I? It's not aligned properly. In fact, can I do that? How would I get... Oops. How would I get you to align properly? Because it needs to be halfway in rather than whatever weirdness that is. Can I get you to align? Halfway? No? How might I do that? Because why is it picking that sort of random thing? Because I don't want it there. I want it sort of half. Isn't there a way of doing that with, like, these things? Because you can, like, put one on the corner. Whoops. And then, whoops. Crikey. And then put it here, is it? No, that's the same thing. That's correct there, but not there. So, how would I do that? If that was, say, there, could I... No? Are you not gonna... No? Or is it the replace thing? No, it doesn't replace. Oh, had it there. No, I didn't. Wait, how can that be the same? I think I've got it, but I'll just confuse myself. Is that what I'm after? In fact, why don't I use the... Why am I doing the platforms? And not using these? Why don't I use these? What would I want it to be? Do I want it to be... So I don't know about that one clipping in. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Let's have a look. So I do this. And then let's grab one. Whoops. Here. Is that halfway in? Like that. That's lower down. Why is that one lower down? So it's in the centre there. Oh. Guessing I can't put a T-junction in, can I? Because this would be like that. And I'd want it to be in the middle? Yeah. Hmm. So it needs to be there, basically. Oh, there we go. I don't know how I did that, but... Okay. Oh, that's perfectly aligned there as well. How the heck have I managed that? Oh, well, doesn't matter. Oops. That makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? I'm not sure quite how I've managed to do this here. But we can take this back out. No. Like that. Then we can put an actual T? Is that right? Yeah. Then we can put these in, and they should be aligned with the ends. Yeah, I don't quite know how I've managed to do that, but I'm happy I did. It's not clipping through anymore. There we go. So yeah, so you come in, and you pick where you want to go, basically. So, whoop. Oh, I should auto-save that. Right as we were going through. And then you go wherever you want. And maybe... Can we do signs on the sides here? Maybe signs sort of here? It's a bit restrictive, isn't it? And it's only 2. Maybe I could put a temporary bit of wall in. Wall foundation. On here? No? Not like that? Just somewhere, because you can put, I think, you can put signs in. So these are going to float then, aren't they? Do I want that? But yeah, we could have a... Could I have a couple of signs, maybe? Can I put one, like, clipping it through? Oh. Yeah, but it won't let me rotate it. Oh! You can put them on top of each other. Huh. Okay. Because I believe I can then get rid of that. Oh. Can I not get rid of the... Oh, crikey. Supporting pole? Yeah, you can. Okay. Can I then fake some sort of support for that? Don't think I can. Well, I can, but it's going to be horrible. Unless I think about it in the other direction, maybe. Can I put these underneath? I didn't know you could clip those together. So we could have... Is that in the right place? So it comes down. No, you're not going to let me rotate that? Would it be sort of here, maybe? Why are you not letting me rotate it? Weird. Guess you can only rotate it before. Yeah, I had no idea you could put them, stack them underneath like that. Oh, I quite like that. Almost like a traffic light system. Yeah, so when you're coming out, you can... that's probably a rubbish place for it, but... And eventually I'll know which is which anyway, but... Yeah, I like that. So I had no idea you could do that. I could also put signs on, like, and do fake lights for when it's dark underneath. Of course, I'm probably getting a bit carried away with this. As I say, it needs to be practical for me to do it. Can I put them underneath? No, you won't be attached to that, do you? Because you can do that. But... And I can't put any lower? No, I won't let me go down. That's fine. But I could always make these and have one on the top or something, or bottom. Make the bottom one like an emissive one, like a bright light one, a glossy emission 3, just a white light sort of thing maybe. Not really. There you go. If I could get these right closer here, could have them running along like the side of the thing. I don't think it'll let me do that. Oh! It's still floating though, isn't it? Because you can copy, paste. Yeah, not keen on the floaty thing. We could use... I don't know if there are mods that allow you to do a lot more of these, because it feels like there's like the basics of a lot of these systems. But it'd be nice to have like a smaller painted beam, Oh, why is it... Look at the measurement. Painted green 13.0, 14.00. I think I've caused some kind of floating point error there. 25.999975 meters. Okay. Yeah, I think I've done a floating point error. But yeah, I can have sort of set of these along the edge. In fact, that's sort of what I was going for. Oops, before. But it wouldn't let me. Go on the side there. So I'll sort of go there. And then say it's got that. Oh, I can get rid of it though, can't I? Yeah, I can get rid of it. Okay. No? Copy. Paste. No? Paste. No? Okay. Just do it again then. It's fine. It's a bit bright, isn't it? Maybe 2. And I'd have to get rid of that. Image. We can do buildings as well. Oh, I didn't know you could do all of these. Huh. Oh, and of course I remember these. So this is how you get them. Oh, it doesn't matter because I've put both to white, but okay. So yeah, there's options around putting lighting along the edge of the fake. It's fake light. It's not actually a light, but yeah. Okay, I like that. Question really on that one is whether I'm going to be able to support the power, because I had them before. It blew out my power system a couple of times. The hypertubes. Hypertube. Because is it under transport? Yeah, it is. So each one is 10 megawatts for each entrance. It seems to be irrelevant, you know, whether or not you're how long they are. It doesn't seem to matter on the length, but each of those is 10 megawatts. So if I suppose I'm not going to actually have that many. Oops, not going to have that many though, am I? And it can be as long as I need it to be to get me to the, you know, the steel foundry or whatever. I wonder if because I think you can just, let's do it with a wall one. Oh, are you not gonna? Okay. Let's just do it down it. Because you can also do, so you can do these and like lift them off the ground, but you can also do them at angles. So I can have these, I can have these that I can connect to them, so there'll be an entrance point, you know, when we get to the end of the factory, that's on the floor or something like that, or appropriate height, and then the angle just takes you up to the main system. Because I wondered about using them to get round the factories, get to the different floors. I think I've got carried away again, haven't I? I don't think. Because I think you can just have these like be infinite lengths, basically. I don't think there's any like maximum length. I mean, individual bits are, you know, whatever. I think they did cost you more materials. But you need entrances. So they cost, can't afford, I ain't got any pipes. They cost like 10 megawatts each, so they're fairly expensive. To run lots of, you know, 10 megawatts, so if you had 10 of them, that's 100 megawatts. Well, a fuel generator only produces 150, so you've 15 and you've got an entire fuel generator dedicated to those 15, and 15's not a lot. I'll say it blew my power out. Whoops. Yeah, I quite like that. I quite like that. We can colour this in neutral grey as well, I guess. Maybe colour these in. Or maybe these should be black, but so now I've just got to find the dozens of hours it would take me to actually build all of this. Alright, can you not colour them in? That's annoying. Yeah, so, saying, whoops. Now that it's coming dark, you can see what I mean by the fake lighting. Yeah, I like that. And considering my point was out of the railway, I spent basically all the time messing about with the aesthetics, didn't I? But there you go. There you go. Cool. Yeah, and I say my sort of idea is basically I find a level that I can build this bit at that work, because at the moment, for example, it's going to crash into those rocks there. Because I haven't done corners. I haven't looked at corners. Because we need to be able to go around corners. And we should be able to use a combination of some of these to take us round corners, I believe. But worst case, we'll have to do the whole, you know, zoop it out and zoop it back and turn a corner. But I kind of need to, I think I probably need to go around and find, essentially build the concrete layer and find the place where that it's the simplest to just build a relatively simple, because you know, this is still going to be the main factory for building the very highest level stuff, and it's going to build a couple of the lower level bits. And so this needs to have a massive train depot, but then we can build. This is all relatively flat, so we could build a factory over there and a factory over there and a factory over there. Almost like a row of factories, and these are going to be the high level factories. So they're going to take materials from the other factories. So this is likely to have copper dust production or copper powder, for example. Something I can do with steel now as well. But these factories, so for example, there might be a motors factory, and it's going to be relatively small compared to what I have been building. But we should be able to sort of build it here, and then all of the factories at this end, it may well be a case of they don't put their products onto trains. I effectively bus them over, so we have connecting buses between trains, between these higher level factories, and then it's the raw. I need to decide how far up the chain I want to go, basically, of production level. So we've got sort of iron and copper and steel, but only up to a certain point. So I've got steel. Can I just show what I'm blathering on about? I've got a blooming chemical factory to build, and there's so much to do. It's almost a joke. I can't see how I'm going to do it, before I've got the job, basically. Before I need to start the new job. So it could be a case of picking this up quite a distance in the future, because I prefer to keep doing Factorio on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, so I say, it's sort of how far up these types of components, because that director assembly is one, but it needs ACUs and it needs supercomputers. Well, it doesn't need a lot, and I only need a couple. For what I'm going to try and do, it only needs a couple of machines. But do I have a factory making computers / supercomputers? Don't know. I'm not intending. I'll probably do something with drones, but I'm not really intending to do much with it. But you've got the pressure conversion cube, which is the fused modular frames, and they're made from modular frames, and they're made from heavy modular frames, and they're made from it's a chain of frames, basically. So which point in the chain? Can I show you the others? There you go. So you've got your modular frames. Well, they could become heavy frames, and then the heavy frames become fused frames, and then the fused frames becomes pressure conversion. So it's at what point is it a set of separate factories for those things, and at what point is it all co-built on the same factory? I've not really got to that point yet. So basically, there's about 1 million hours worth of stuff to do, give or take. Wow. Right. Okay. That's it for today. I need to go and get some dinner. Why am I not flying? And then I'm going to have a bottle of wine to celebrate getting a new job. Maybe have a chat with some mates. Or celebrate, yeah, quitting. But yeah, so yes, that's it for me today. I will be back tomorrow. There is a slight tweak to the old schedule, which is basically that tomorrow, because the BBC is not doing radio coverage of the qualifying for the French Grand Prix, I'm going to have to listen to it live. So I'm going to start the stream an hour late. Fingers crossed, because there's often incidents during qualifying, so it may be a bit of a delayed session, for example, and it finishes a bit late. But I will go live at 4 o'clock. We'll still do the 3 hours. But then Sunday we should be back to 3 o'clock, because they are broadcasting the race, so I can record that and listen to it afterwards. But Monday it'll be back to Satisfactory. Whether this is like the last stream for ages or what, I don't know, because I would anticipate probably like the Sunday and Monday streams are safe. But Fridays and Saturdays, I'm probably going to be using those to go and find a place. So we might drop down to 2 streams a week, one of each, Sunday and Monday, Satisfactory, Factory and Satisfactory. When I eventually do get a place, there's obviously probably going to be a bit where I'm going to have to do a move, or several bits where I'm going to have to do a move. And I may well not have internet at the new place for a couple of weeks. So basically, streams are going to peter out from me until I'm all set up in my new place. I may just sort of say, come a point where I basically just say, look, I'm not going to stream until Christmas or something like that, until my life's all sorted out, basically. But we shall see. So that's the explanation. So if you are new to the stream, or you're new to if you're watching the VODs or anything like that, then you can come and say hi on the actual live streams, which are Trismegistus over on Twitch. If you're watching this live and you wanted to catch up with any of the series I've done, so there's loads of Satisfactory episodes, loads of Factorio series and episodes, and some Dyson Sphere program as well. You can find all of that on my YouTube channel, the VODs, which are Trismegistus again is the channel, but it's alias to Triggles, as that's a bit easier to find. Twitter's exactly the same as that, Trismegistus or Triggles. I basically just post when I'm going live and sort of like funny cat memes and things that like that. Basically, it's not really an active Twitter account really. And Discord, that plan is, if you want to come and join the Discord, then you're very much welcome to. Say hi. The intent for that is to use it for multiplayer. That's all going to have to wait for a while until I'm really set up and sorted. So if you were interested in a bit of multiplayer, then come say hi. But I say we won't be doing that for a little bit, I don't think. So there we go. Yeah, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Satisfactory. Thanks for watching. Cheers.